All right, today's lesson will be on the properties of parallelograms with diagonals. All right, let's review this definition again. In a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other, which means they intersect at a common midpoint. Let's look at what that really means. Okay, let's say we have a parallelogram ABCD. E is the midpoint. What that means is these two segments are equal to each other, and these two segments are equal. So that means that segment AE is equal to the length of segment EC, and the length of DE is equal to the length of EB. This is always true in parallelograms. But we have special cases sometimes. Let's say E is the midpoint again. We have two diagonals that bisect each other, and all the segments have the same length, which means both diagonals will be the same length. It means the diagonal AC, the length of that, would be the same as the length of DB. That's a special case of a rectangle. Let's say I want to find the value of x. Okay, I know that these two diagonals bisect each other, and because it's a parallelogram, I can set the two expressions equal to each other. Right, and from there we just solve. So I can add 4x to both sides. So I'm left with 8x minus 15 equals 17. If I take the opposite of negative 15, I add 15 to both sides. So we're left with 8x equals 32. Dividing 8 to both sides gives us what x is, and x would be 4. Okay, let's look at another problem. What if I want to find the value of the whole diagonal? Let's say find the length of the diagonal, the green diagonal. Okay, again, I see these two diagonals intersect, which means it forms a midpoint. I can set these two expressions equal to each other. So I'll get x plus 40 equals 2x plus 18. And from there I solve. I can subtract 18 to both sides. So get x plus 22 equals 2x. And if I subtract x to both sides, I get x is the value of 22. But don't stop there. You want to know the length of the whole diagonal. I want to know the length of the green diagonal. So don't forget to take twice that. So 22 times 2. So the length will be 44. Okay, let's look at another problem. I want to find the length of both diagonals. I want to know the length of HJ That's the brown diagonal there. And the red diagonal, ki. Okay? Now, using the definition, we know that O is the midpoint of both diagonals. So if HO has a length of 22, then since these two are equal, X has to have a value of 22. If KO has a length of 16, then Y has a length of 16. So HJ is just 22 times 2, because you have two lengths that have a length of 22. And HKI is 16 times 2, which means HJ has a length of 44 and KI has a length of 32. This concludes the lesson for parallelograms and diagonals.